In the previous lecture, we have seen a brief account of the metric tensor or fundamental tensor, or you can say the line element. We have seen in Riemannian space, the metric or the line element or interval is defined like this. By this quadratic differential equation, we define the line element in this way: ds square equal to gij dxi times dxj. In fact, in this equation, you know this gij is known as the metric coefficient, or this gij is also called covariant fundamental tensor. In fact, in this lecture, we are going to see two important properties of this covariant fundamental tensor. So the aim of this lecture is to explain two important facts regarding this gij. The first one is to show that this gij is a covariant tensor of rank 2. It means we have to prove that gij is a covariant tensor and its rank is 2. And the another fact which we will explain is that gij is a symmetric tensor. It means you can say gij is equal to gji, and so we say that gij is a symmetric tensor. So these two basic problems regarding this metric coefficient will be discussed in this lecture. So let us see first of all how we can show that this gij is a covariant tensor of rank 2. You know, whenever you have to show that a given tensor is of a particular rank and particular type, then we actually follow the transformation law. So if you want to prove or explain that this gij is a covariant tensor of rank 2, definitely we have to show that this gij will obey the transformation law of a covariant tensor of rank 2. And for this, let us consider two coordinate system. The first coordinate system we consider have the independent variables xi, and the another coordinate system has the independent variables x prime mu. It means we consider two coordinate system. One is unprimed coordinate system with variables xi, and another is primed coordinate system with variables x prime mu. Now we will define this metric or line element in both of these coordinate system. So you can see the definition which I have mentioned in this equation 1, and you have seen this expression in the previous lecture. So if you want to define this line element in the coordinate system with variable xi, we define it like this. This is ds square equal to gij dxi times dxj. And similarly, in the another coordinate system with the independent variables x prime mu, it is defined as ds square equal to g prime mu nu, that is sub mu nu, you can say, dx prime mu times dx prime nu. Now you have seen in the first lecture on metric element that this ds square is independent of the coordinate system. When you say that ds square is independent of coordinate system, it means it is an invariant. And when you say it is an invariant, what does it mean? It means in any coordinate system, the value of this ds square remains same. And now you can see I have defined this ds square in two coordinate system. In the coordinate system with variable xi and the coordinate system with variables x prime mu. So both of these must be same, and therefore you can equate g prime sub mu nu dx prime mu times dx prime nu equal to g sub ij dxi dxj. Now we will transform this dxi and dxj following the inverse transformation law. As you have studied earlier in this tensor analysis, such type of law of transformation, and you know that this dxi will be equal to del xi by del x prime mu times dx prime mu, and similarly this dxj is equal to del xj by del x prime nu dx prime nu. Now we will substitute the value of this dxi and dxj in this equation 2. In RHS you can see here is dxi and dxj, and these dxi and dxj will be replaced by this transformation law. So you can write now this equation 2 in this manner: g prime sub mu nu dx prime mu times dx prime nu equal to gij remains at is, and instead of this dxi you can see we will write now this much. This is del xi by del x prime mu times dx prime mu, and instead of this dxj we will write this much. This is del xj by del x prime nu times dx prime nu. Now let us simplify the RHS of this equation to a little bit. You can rearrange the terms and you can write the RHS in this manner as you can see here. Now let us bring the term in RHS in LHS. You can see dx prime mu times dx prime nu is a common factor. So I have taken here this dx prime mu times dx prime nu as a common factor, and the terms remains inside the bracket remains what? This is g prime mu nu minus gij del xi by del x prime mu times del xj by del x prime nu, and this equal to 0. Now you know that this dx prime mu and dx prime nu, these are arbitrary contravariant vectors. In fact, these are vectors, or you can say displacement vectors, or the elementary displacement vectors you can say. And since these are arbitrary, they have any value, so this 0 in RHS will be possible only when the bracketed term will vanish. That will be 0. Since dx prime mu and dx prime nu are arbitrary, they may or may not be 0, but the result is 0, so definitely one of the factors inside the square bracket must be 0. So I have written here this g prime mu nu minus gij del xi by del x prime mu times del xj by del x prime nu equal to 0. And so you can write g prime mu nu is equal to gij times del xi by del x prime mu times del xj by del x prime nu. Now see this equation 3 seriously. You have seen such type of equations previously in your course on tensor analysis in my different videos, and you can easily recognize that this equation is simply indicates that this is just a transformation law for the second rank covariant tensor. So as gij obey the transformation law of the second rank covariant tensor, so we can easily say that this gij is nothing. This is simply a covariant tensor of rank 2. So the first property which we have to explain is clearly proved. You can see we have proved that this metric coefficient gij is a covariant tensor of rank 2. Now the another important fact which we will explain is that this gij is a symmetric tensor. When you say that gij is a symmetric tensor, you know that means gij is equal to gji. So in fact now we have to show that Gij is equal to Gji. We will show this. And for this, let us express this Gij in a particular manner. So, Gij may be expressed as, sorry, this is as, may be expressed as, you can see this Gij is may be written as 1 over 2 times Gij plus Gji plus 1 over 2 Gij minus Gji. You can check. In fact, this Gji and minus Gji will cancel out, and half Gij and half Gij will be simply equal to Gij. So this Gij may be expressed like this. And now let us consider that this half Gij plus Gji is equal to Aij. We consider it. And we also consider that this half Gij minus Gji, this is equal to Bij. We consider it. And let us say this is your equation 4. So we have assumed that this Gij is equal to Aij plus Bij. You can see here, actually we have assumed that this Aij is equal to what? This is half Gij plus Gji. And actually this is a symmetric tensor. A symmetric tensor. Why you say that it is a symmetric tensor? Because if it is symmetric, you know, then this Gij and Gji will be same, and in that condition this will be 2 Gij and 2 will cancel. But this Bij, which you have assumed that it is equal to 1 over 2 Gij minus Gji, this will be an anti-symmetric tensor. An anti-symmetric tensor. Why we say that this will be an anti-symmetric tensor? Because you can see, if it will be a symmetric tensor, then this Gji will be equal to, in fact, minus Gij. And if it is anti-symmetric, then this minus Gji and Gij will be equal. And so we can say that this Bij is an anti-symmetric tensor. Now, let us write the expression for the line element in terms of these new tensors which we have assumed, that is Aij and Bij. Therefore, you can write the expression ds square, you know, this is equal to Gij dxi times dxj. But Gij, you can see equation 4, this is equal to Aij plus Bij. So instead of Gij, now we will write A sub ij plus B sub ij and dx super I dx super j. Now we will simplify this bij dxi dxj to a little more. See here. Now bij dx super I dx super j. What will be this? As you know that this I and j are the repeated index, so it is in fact dummy index, and dummy index may be freely interchanged. So since I and j are dummy index, so we can interchange I and j. So after the interchange of I and j, you can write it in this manner. This is bji dxj times dxi. What we have actually done here? We have simply interchanged the dummy indices I and j. So you can say interchanging the dummy indices I and j. But as you can see that bij is an anti-symmetric tensor, you can see here. So this bji will be equal to minus bij. So you can write it minus bij. And this product may be simply written as dxi times dxj. Why I have replaced this bji by minus bij? Because you have seen that this bij is antisymmetric. So you can say as bij is equal to minus bji, since it is antisymmetric. Now take this term in RHS to the LHS, and when we will bring this in LHS, what will be this? This will be simply 2bij dxi times dxj, and this will be equal to 0. Now again you can see that these contravariant vectors dxi and dxj are arbitrary. They may be 0 or they may not be 0, but the result is 0. So definitely this bij must be equal to 0. So as dxi and dxj are arbitrary, and since they are arbitrary, they may or may not be 0. So bij must be equal to 0 for the validity of this result. This result will hold only when this bij is equal to 0. But bij, see here, you have considered that this bij is equal to what? This is half gij minus gji. So instead of this bij, you can write half bi, sorry, not b but g, half gij minus gji, and this will be equal to 0, and this result shows that gij is equal to gji, and since gij is equal to gji, so what you can say? you can easily say that this metric coefficient Gij, which is a covariant tensor of second rank, this is a symmetric tensor. So this result implies that Gij is a symmetric tensor. Symmetric tensor. And we have already proved earlier that this is a covariant tensor of rank 2. So now finally you can say that this metric tensor Gij is a covariant symmetric tensor of rank 2. And so this is also called covariant fundamental tensor of rank 2. So in this lecture, as I have told you earlier, that we have to explain two important facts, that this metric coefficient Gij is a covariant tensor of rank 2 and it is a symmetric tensor. And you can see we have explained both of these properties, and I hope you have understand each and every step clearly.